Okay, now in this video we are going to see how to graph a radical function. Let's go through an example. To draw the graph of y equals square root of x, we first need to make a table. So to fill in this table, I'm going to choose the values of x and then substitute in the function to find the value of y. Since this is a square root function, I have to choose the values of x wisely because I want to have integer values of y. For example, we can use 0, we can use 1, we skip 2 and 3 because if we substitute 2 or 3, then we get decimal numbers because it's the square root. And skipping 2 and 3, we go with 4. So let's calculate those values. Now for x is 0, y equals the square root of 0, which is 0. For x is 1, y equals square root of 1, which is 1. And for x is 4, y is square root of 4, which is 2. So if you want, you can find one more number, but 3 or 4 points are enough. Now let's plot these points on the coordinate plane. So it is 0 to 0, which is the origin, and then we have 1 to 1, so which is here, and we have 4 to 2, so it is here. Now this is a graph which is curvy, not straight line. So while joining the points, we should rather draw a curvy line rather than a broken straight line. So actual function will be something like this graph. Now let's check the points. This is 0 to 0, this is 1 to 1, and this is 4 to 2. So we can find more points, 9 to 3, you see, and 16 to 4, as this is the function y equals square root of x. Now this graph is called as the parent graph because each square root function will be similar to this parent graph, and the function here y equals square root of x is a parent function. So this means each square root function is similar to the given parent function. So let's have another example. Okay, so to graph this function, first we need to make a table. So this is the xy table. So for say x is 0, then y will be 2 times the square root of 0, which is 0. For x is 1, y will be 2 times square root of 1, which is 2. So if x is 1, y is 2, because square root of 1 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2. Now I'm going to choose x to be 4, so for x is 4, y is 2 times the square root of 4, which is 2 times 2, which is 4. And if you go any further, if you calculate for 9, then it will be 2 times square root of 9, which will be 2 times 3, which will be 6. Okay. Now let's plot these points on the coordinate plane. So we have 0 to 0, we have 1 to 2, we have 4 to 4, we have 9 to 6. Okay. Now to join the points we do the following. We start from the origin and go exactly like this. So this is the graph of function y equals 2 square root of x. The question also asks for the domain and the range. Well, the x values are called as the domain and the y values are called as the range. So, let's see. Now for the domain, the x values start from 0 and going this way. Here, no x values are used, and so we are not going to conclude them. So it will be x values such that x will be greater than or equal to 0. And for the range, I'm going to check the y values. There is no y value here in the negative part. All the y values are here at the positive part. So it will be, the range will be y values such that y is greater than or equal to 0. Now is your turn. Please graph the following functions and show me. Now, you're going to graph them, you're going to state the domain and range, and what's more, you're going to compare to the parent graph, which is y equals root x. So it will be either an expansion, so the function graph expands, or the function graph is compressed. So either it will be expanded or compressed. You're going to look at the graph and compare it to the parent function. So graph them, find the statement of domain and range,